Howdy, and welcome to the Texas Bucket List. My name is Shane McAuliffe. You know, any chance we get, we honor our veterans here on the Texas Bucket List. But the occasional story we do on our show pales in comparison to the commitment of one restaurant in Boerne. There, they honor veterans every single day, especially on Friday. When it comes to the comida at Compadres Hill Country Cocina, you can expect some of the best Mexican food in Boerne.
You're kind of like your typical backyard barbecue in the valley. Back in the day.
Owner Mark Sierra opened Compadres in 2020. But before he became an entrepreneur, Mark had another venture in the Army.
I always wanted to join the military, even after high school, but you know, life, girls had other plans for me at that time.
It wasn't until later in life that Mark made the commitment to serve his country in the middle of his shift as a delivery driver.
On one of my routes, I was out for lunch, and I stopped at the recruiter's office, and I signed up, and that was it.
How old were you?
27, so I was pretty old at the time. So, but it was something I needed to do, and trust me, it was a very eye-opening experience going in at 27 because I had already lived life. A lot of the times, people that when I got to Iraq, a lot of these soldiers, you know, even some that I was replacing that had died in an ID or whatever. These guys were 19, 18, you know, so it was kind of like wow. So it really made me reflect and think about, you know, what my life is, where I was supposed to be this entire time.
After 2 tours and 6 years in the Army, Mark returned home and found that the transition back to civilian life wasn't as easy on some of his battle-scarred brethren.
Whenever we're in harm's way, people are praying for you, people are sending you letters, people are cheering you on, you know, sending you best wishes, you know, and then when you get out of the military, it stops because they think just because you're home on U.S. soil, you're fine, right? But a lot of the time that's not the case. I've lost 9 guys since we got out, PTSD and, you know, stuff like that. So a lot of the things that I do here, you know, reflect on that, and I go and support a lot of the guys that are just like me.
Mark dedicated his restaurant to fellow veterans and even started the Purple Heart Project, a foundation that honors and gives back to Purple Heart recipients and Gold Star families.
Since 2020, we've already honored over 100 recipients from across the state of Texas. We've probably raised, I don't know, a little bit over maybe 300,000, close to 400,000.
The fact that he opens his heart and his doors to so many people and does such a good thing for the community, you can't help but love the guy.
When you have wrestling legend Bill Goldberg in your corner, championing your cause, you've got to be doing something right.
Anytime that we can band together and make something bigger for the betterment of the cause, we do it.
We're here for a reason, and all of these guys are the reason we're here, and that's why I continue to do it.
Camaraderie is a big part of what goes on here at Compadres, but remembering those who didn't make it home is just as important to Mark.
A lot of the pictures you'll see up here are those that we've lost. You know, our Gold Star families that bring their kids' picture. As a matter of fact, right behind me, the table behind me, there is a very special man. His name is Mr. Ruiz, Tony Ruiz, and he brought me a picture of his son, has it there. And every time he comes to eat, if the place is full, he will patiently wait till that table gets up. And then he'll sit down, order a meal, and he has a conversation. And this is the part that always gets me because I'm watching this from that side. And it's, you know, it's a nice thing to see, but it's heartbreaking. But I love that I have a place where people can come, someone like him, a Gold Star family, that can sit down and have a meal with his son. And, you know, every time he gets up, picks up his tray, kisses his hand, kisses a picture, and then he tells him, till next time, you know.
That's very powerful. Wow.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I deal with every day.
To honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice and to honor the country, something very special happens here every Friday. And it all starts when veteran Army bandmaster Jim Manzo makes his way to the door.
Every Friday, since we've opened back in 2020, he's always been here, every Friday.
Jim quietly makes his way in with trumpet in hand and waits for the clock to strike noon.
Attention, compadres!
It is 12 p.m. noon here at Compadres. We stop all operations for retired U.S. Army Band Director, Mr. Jim Anzo, who comes and plays the national anthem for us. So if I can have everybody on their feet.
During the anthem, not a soul stirs.
When that happens, I have a sense of like pride.
People enjoy it, and they come here, you see a lot of the same people. And I think it's so important. It feels good to do it.
I could be having a bad day that day, but as soon as he plays the national anthem, man, it just, I'm energized again.
We have a great country. Sometimes we lose respect for the country, and I think when you do the national anthem like this for people, they appreciate it, and they understand how great this country is and want to keep it going.
It means a lot to us individually, and it means a lot to the community, and it brings people together, and it means hope for people.
We thought this would help, and I think it did.
Being surrounded by the heroes who sacrifice so much while hearing a simple rendition of the anthem makes your heart swell with pride for our country and those who defend it.
It's my way of thanking what goes on here and being a citizen.
I look out to the crowd, to the people here watching this happen. You got people that either get emotional or they sing along with it. And it's a great thing to watch, you know, and I love that I can have one of those places where people come here because they know that their spirits are going to be lifted to continue to keep going another day.
When people are sitting here and they hear me do this and they look around and see everything he's done, it gives them a great pride, or more pride that they had when they walked in the doors. And that's what it's all about, being an American.
Well, thanks for watching this segment of the Texas Bucket List. To see more, be sure you subscribe to our channel. And to see full episodes, become a member. In the meantime, you can also shop our store at the Texas Bucket List Store and Studio.